Excel modeling case studies are becoming more and more common in the real estate interview process, and these exams can be one of the biggest hurdles between you and a full-time offer. But having seen a lot of these over the last few years, there are some very common mistakes that interviewees often make that are very easily avoidable but can have huge negative impacts on your job prospects overall. So in this video, we'll walk through 4 of the most common mistakes I've seen people make on real estate financial modeling Excel case studies and what to do instead to ace one of these tests. So the first mistake candidates will often make on these exams is not taking a step back and gut checking their numbers. When you're working on a timed exam, it can be really easy to get overwhelmed and to focus almost exclusively on the formulas that you build. But when this ends up happening, candidates will often forget that they're analyzing a piece of commercial real estate in the first place, which can make it easy to make mistakes that can completely throw off your numbers. Over the years, I've seen candidates mix up monthly projections with annual projections, add an extra 0 to a formula that completely throws off their cash flows, and make sale value assumptions that are entirely unrealistic given the information provided in the case. And to avoid these things, as a quick sanity check, your first year of net operating income as a percentage of the purchase price should usually fall somewhere between about 4 and 8% for most commercial properties. And if you're way outside of this range, it's very likely that something's off. And if your sale value assumptions are higher than about 2 to 2.5 times the purchase price, if you plan to hold the property for less than about 10 years, this is also usually a red flag that you may want to check out. The key here is to take some time to think about if your numbers make sense for a real estate investment, and if they don't, to go through your model and find out what's causing the issue. Now, the second big mistake I see people make in Excel modeling exams is not taking notes or making comments in their models. Assumptions you're given in a case study prompt won't always be crystal clear, and you'll often need to make your own assumptions about how to interpret the information you're given. And in some cases, the assumptions you make won't be the same as what an employer expects, which can lead to very different cash flow projections and very different valuations. However, if you end up taking notes, if this happens to you, your hiring manager can often very easily see what led to your mistakes. And even if you didn't answer every single question correctly, if your assumptions were reasonable and threw off other calculations in your model, your hiring manager can isolate this when evaluating your test. This is also a really helpful habit to continue as an analyst or associate to make your assumptions clear on a day-to-day basis, and this will help you stand out in the interview process as someone who can think critically. Now, the third mistake I see people make a lot in Excel-based case studies is not paying attention to formatting or clarity in their models. Even though a modeling exam is designed to test your technical skills, this is also a way for an employer to test how you'd present your work if you were offered the position. And in the vast majority of real estate analyst and associate roles, in addition to building out financial models in Excel, you'll also need to put together investment memos and market research reports that are very often client-facing. And if you end up submitting a case study with inconsistent formatting, spelling errors, or hard to read spacing or coloring, this tells an employer that they'll need to spend some extra time cleaning up your work before it's ready to go. Now, this does not mean that you need to be an experienced graphic designer just to perform well on a modeling exam, but just make sure your highlights and borders clearly show your headers and your total rows, and use industry standard text coloring that's recognized throughout the business. In real estate financial models, inputs or assumptions are always added in blue text, which tells a user of a model which values should be changed. And for outputs or formulas, black text is typically used to show which values shouldn't be adjusted and will update automatically. In general terms, you'll also want to make sure that all of your currency values are in the same currency format, all of your date values are in the same date format, and any bold or italicized text is used consistently throughout your model. The goal here is to submit a file that's clean, clear, and easy to read, and tells an employer that if they did hire you, they would have to spend very little time correcting your work and could spend most of their time focused on higher level activities. Now, the last mistake I want to mention comes up very frequently, and this is rushing through an exam and prioritizing completion over accuracy. Most in-office modeling tests are somewhere between about 1 and 4 hours in length, and you'll need to finish the exam before that time is up. And while it's obviously ideal to answer every single question, if you're running low on time, I do not recommend just adding guesses as answers just for the sake of finishing. In the vast majority of cases, employers will look for candidates who take the time to get things right before handing things off to the team instead of producing sloppy or careless work just to meet a deadline. And in situations where time is running out and you don't think you'll be able to finish, I typically recommend writing a quick note in your model just to explain what happened. All I need to say is that you wanted to prioritize accuracy over completion, and while you weren't able to finish everything on the test, you'd be happy to finish up the rest of the exam back in the office at a later date. Most managers in this industry would much rather their analysts take an extra few hours to create work product that's clean and correct rather than something that's rushed with a bunch of guesses that they ultimately have to redo. And in some cases, companies will actually intentionally give candidates a time frame that's shorter than what it would actually take to complete an exam just to see how you might perform under pressure and how you might respond. The bottom line here is to prioritize accuracy over completion, and while you'll ideally want to answer every question on a test, this is something to keep in mind if you're running low on time. So if you can avoid these 4 things, you'll be in a much better position to land job offers at real estate investment, development, brokerage, and lending firms. And if you want to make sure you have the technical skills you'll need to make it through a real estate financial modeling case study, make sure to check out our all-in-one membership training platform, Breaking a CRE Academy. A membership to the Academy will give you instant access to over 120 hours of video training on real estate financial modeling and analysis. You'll get access to hundreds of practice Excel interview exam questions, sample acquisition case studies, and you'll also get access to the Breaking a CRE Analyst Certification exam, which covers topics like real estate pro forma and development modeling, commercial real estate lease modeling, equity waterfall modeling, and many other real estate financial analysis concepts that will help you prove to employers that you have what it takes to tackle the responsibilities of an analyst or associate at a top real estate firm. And if you like this video and want to see more content on the channel on modeling exams or interview prep, make sure to hit the like button and let me know. And let me know in the comments what other modeling exam related topics you'd like to see covered in a future video. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you found this helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to see more videos like this every single week, and I'll see you in the next video.